Hello, my name is Jay Lagaber. I appreciate your taking the opportunity to learn about iHub, the gift that keeps on giving. So why do we call it a gift? Gifts are things that you receive for free. This is one that will never cost you anything, and yet it can benefit your lifestyle. Why do I say that? This is a gift that can generate a stream of passive residual income. Let's clarify to make sure everyone understands. Passive income is when you have an asset that generates a profit stream. It's something that you have, not something that you do. And residual is something that you set it up once, but it keeps generating income month after month, year after year. We believe this will have income for decades. So what is it? It's a little black box that's an amazing little electronic equipment. It creates a hotspot for the Internet of Things. This video will fully explain what that's all about. It's provided by iHub Global. We're involved with creating a grid all around the world for the Internet of Things, and we're looking for available locations to provide free hotspots. This is a device that'll work 24/7 silently, regardless of what's going on in the world. It's just receiving and broadcasting messages out into the world around your location. It's something you set up once and you just let it do its thing. Others are responsible for maintaining the network. This is not something that you need any technical expertise on. It's something that you'd put in a windowsill, so it can broadcast outside of your house. And when it does so, it compensates you off the value that's being created in a cryptocurrency. But we realize most people who get involved are not familiar with cryptocurrencies. It's just a way of this little black box creating value for you. But they've made it very simple, because that cryptocurrency goes into an account, a digital wallet, that's hooked up to a debit card. You can do whatever you want from your earnings in this program. You can translate the cryptocurrency into dollars and put it in your bank account. You can buy other cryptocurrencies with it on the exchange, or alternatively, you can simply swipe the debit card when you go out for gas or restaurants, any kind of things that you would purchase with a card. If you do that, the system automatically looks for the current price of the cryptocurrency at that time, and it converts it to dollars and it pays your bill. It couldn't be simpler. So that talks about how we get paid, but what is it that this little black box does? I'd like to frame it from a reference point of our cell phones. We all know that the cell phones communicate over large cell towers. These are populated all across the United States and all over the world and allow us to talk on our phones wherever we happen to be. On the other hand, the new technology for this new Internet of Things network is going to be having a much smaller range, so it has to have a lot more devices to create the network. It's going to have an effective range of about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. But what is this network that it creates? Communication networks create a great benefit. Think of it from this standpoint. I happen to live in Philadelphia. I can get on an airplane and go to Los Angeles. During the day, somebody will call me on my phone. It rings. They think they're talking to me in Philadelphia until I tell them, no, I'm in LA. How does the phone find me in LA? We don't need to fully understand how the network works. We just receive the benefit of it. So we don't have to do any special mapping to tell our phone where it can find us. The network creates that benefit. And that's what's going to benefit for the Internet of Things as well. So what is this Internet of Things? Let's humanize it. A little girl is sad because her puppy ran away. The old way of doing things is that she'd put up a poster on the telephone poles and hope that someone found the dog and might bring it back to her. No longer the best solution. Today, we have smart collars that you can put on the dog. It continually identifies where the dog is on the system. So if the dog runs away, you simply look it up and you say, oh, right now it's at 7th and Maple. You drive by and you can pick up the dog. Love reunited makes for more happy endings. These smart devices create new benefits in our lives. Let's look at several other ways. Sensors can be used to track things in a variety of different ways. Think of it like this. In your local community, you may be seeing these bicycle racks filled with community bicycles, but not everybody's kind and always brings them back to where they were originally from. So with sensors in the bike, they can track and locate any bikes that may be missing. Not only that, some people who have fancy bicycles are hiding a little sensor in the bicycle. So if it goes missing and someone took it, they can quickly identify where it is. There are medical devices that help in a lot of health ways. We're all familiar with the old "help, I've fallen, I can't get up." This will be able to be not only in the home, but wherever a senior happens to be, and immediately somebody can come and help address that situation. But not only that, they're putting implantable devices in our body that create specific functions, and our doctors can monitor exactly what's going on at any time, so we can sense when people are having trouble and need help. Machines have sensors now, like vending machines, that will tell you when they need to be serviced, and not only that, they'll tell you exactly what needs to be brought, so it makes business much more efficient. They're able to track whole pallet loads of products that are going onto a truck. So it makes it very efficient to know where the inventory is going and who needs to be credited for it. They're putting sensors in washers and dryers so it can notify you exactly when it's done, when you need to do something to make sure that your clothes come out just the way you want. They're putting sensors all over the farms so the farmers can know exactly what's going on. They can create better crops and not be wasteful in many ways. It's really an effective way to having healthier foods at less cost. They're putting sensors in buildings. They can sense for security reasons. They can sense if there's a gas leak or if there's a plumbing leak and they need someone to come in and address that right away. There are glass breakage monitors, all sorts of sensors that help us keep safe in the buildings. And it all happens silently by devices talking to other devices. In the world today, there's about 8 billion smart devices. However, it's predicted that over the next couple of years, that's going to grow tenfold. There are lots of new applications that are coming out every day toward the Internet of Things. It's something that you're going to hear a lot more about. But if you think about it, it's a bit of a catch-22. In order to have this work collectively, you need the network for the devices to talk to. And yet to create the network, you need the devices. This is all coming together right now, and it's why there's such an urgent need for us to create this Internet of Things network. How are they doing that? They've laid out a grid all around the world, and in each one of these locations, they need to have one of these Internet of Things hotspots. Each one of these grid locations are about 1.5 miles from each other. And the important thing in building the network is that you only need one hotspot in each grid location, not 3 or 4. And yet, you also don't want to have many grid locations that don't have any hotspots at all. How are the best way to figure that out? They've decided that people talking to other people and sharing the opportunity is the best way to quickly identify who lives in a given area that would be open to receiving a hotspot. We're provided software so we can track that real time. This is a picture of my back office. In this circle in the middle of the screen is the center point is my house, and all those places around my house are locations that I'm considering adding a hotspot because there are very, very few hotspots in my area right now. Today in total, there's about 150 to 200,000 hotspots, depending on when you watch this. And yet, there will soon be about 3 million needed in the United States and tens of millions all around the world. So we're just at the front end of this, and there's the opportunity to grab locations that are currently available that may not be available tomorrow. This is an example of map of New York City today. It's just an example of an area where a lot of the focus has gone on initially in planning for these hotspots. As you can see, many of the grid locations are filling up. And yet there's still lots of opportunity in the collar communities around New York City. And all of them need to be filled just so it looks just like the part in Manhattan does. And placing hotspots in your own location is not the only opportunity. As we've said, we need to identify the grid locations, and people are needed to do what I'm doing, to be able to just share an opportunity with people that we know or people that we learn about that would be interested in an income opportunity. And the thing of it is, when you help someone get a hotspot, not only do they earn residual passive income off the productivity of their machine, but so do you. So if you help locate many hotspots with other people, you can generate many different streams of income, and it can become very lucrative. This is a phased approach in the rollout of the program. The first part is identifying and reserving locations of people who are interested and willing to receive a hotspot. It's kind of like the gold rush that's going on, because today there are so many available locations, but soon most of the staking will be done of the claims, and then there won't be the opportunity for new people to come in and get hotspots. Phase number 2 is also something that's already begun. That's the deployment of the hotspots themselves to these reserved locations and getting them up and operational. This is something that's going to take some time, however, because we can't put out millions overnight. So the important thing is to get your reservations in early so you're at the front of the line rather than at the back of the line, because it's probably going to take a couple of years before the entirety of the grid in the United States is fully developed. But you can be earning right away if you take action soon. So I end with the same questions that I started with. Do you like gifts? Do you like receiving gifts? Do you like giving gifts? This is an opportunity for both. And would an additional stream of passive residual income benefit your lifestyle? Or would it benefit the lifestyles of those that you know and care about? Because as I've said, once you get involved with this program, you're able to offer the same offer that I'm offering to others for free hotspots. So it's a way of sharing abundance as we're giving gifts to lots of people. I'd love to see if your location is available so we can reserve a hotspot, and before long you can be earning streams of passive residual income. If you have questions, if you have interest, you can reach out to me, or if you were given this video by someone else, get back to the person that gave the link to you. Whoever it is, we can identify if your location is available, clarify all the questions, and get you reserved for a hotspot today. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate your interest, and whether you get involved or not, we wish for you a prosperous lifestyle. It's just our belief that it would be even more prosperous if you have a stream of passive residual income. Have a great day.